food system is interconnected with different sector. I can call it a cross-sectoral sector. You know, it's a sector that is connected to other sectors. For example, it's connected to energy, it's connected to logistics, it's connected to infrastructure, etc. A lot of times we talk about this import of food, like you have said. People think, of course, we import a lot of food into Nigeria and into Africa, of course. But a lot of people go on the street, for example, online, they say, oh, no, dollar is driving the cost of food, but not necessarily. Also, there are a lot of silent drivers of food costs in Nigeria that nobody is talking about, particularly, for example, the infrastructural deficit. And I'll take, for example, the Oyo-Ogbomoso road, which I'm very familiar with, and I move trucks through that road. It's a road that is less than 50 kilometers. And this road has remained the same way for more than 30 years. I mean, I ply that road like every month or every 2 months. And even in the last few weeks, I still ply the road, and it was blocked end to end. You have trucks sleeping on this road for days. I mean, there's a friend of mine who has a chin-chin project in Lagos. She was moving chin-chin to Abuja through this road, and her truck was on the road for 7 solid days, just for less than 50 kilometers. Now the cost of logistics has gone up. She's going to transfer this cost, of course, to the consumer, to the end user. So you see what the issues driving the cost. A journey of less than 1 hour becomes a journey of 7 days. So infrastructural deficit is there, not necessarily the issue of import alone. Also, you have insecurity. You know, there was a time in the depth of the previous administration, there was a time for 7 solid months I could not go to the factory. I mean, because in fact, we had WhatsApp groups for ourselves in the agri value chain. If you're operating in this part of your state, we have a WhatsApp group. So we are texting ourselves, oh, there was kidnapping in this area yesterday, don't go there. Oh, there was kidnapping earlier, we don't go there. So my own factory is close to the popular hotelier in Ogbomoso that was killed. My factory is just along that line. Actually, where the hotelier and the Lautech student were dumped by the kidnappers is just next to the village where my factory is. So we could not go to the factory for about 7 months because here and there you were hearing rumors, and then everything became complicated. Farmers left their farms. I mean, when I say farmers, I do not mean people like us who come from Lagos or Abuja to go into the interiors. I mean people who live in the villages, because they were also being killed and attacked by bandits and others. So they left the farms. I mean, cassava were left there to be messed up, destroyed on the farm. Maize were left on the farm. They got rotten, eaten by birds and monkeys. So, I mean, this is the real thing. And I tell a lot of people that I think far back as 2016, I've been saying that we are in a deep mess as a country when it comes to food, because at that point, the insecurity was brewing. And this thing is even underreported. There are many cases of colleagues in the industry who were kidnapped that never made it to the news. There are many cases of farms that were destroyed and never made it to the news, and will never make it to the news, by the way. You know, so I'm talking from experience, and you see these problems. And then in Lagos, everybody's shouting, oh, the prices of food is high. We are now underproducing. And then we have also relied on the continent heavily on smallholder farmers, which is irresponsible of us. About over 60% of food market in the US is from commercial farmers. And these commercial farms, which have over $1 million of revenue, represent only 4% of farmers in the US. Here in Africa, we have 80% of food produced by smallholder farmers. It's never going to work. These are farmers who have 1 plot, 2 plots behind their houses or in their villages, and those are the ones we rely on. Now, when COVID came, we saw that these farmers are not resilient. I could move around during COVID. I have a car. I can move around from city to city. I was moving. I had my pass. But these farmers could not move. They could not move. They don't have any social protection. We need commercial farms. The more we continue to rely on smallholder farmers, we cannot go far.